my second Fuck It Friday where I don't talk about makeup and I talk about whatever I want. I've decided to do a little bit more of a personal video today. So you guys are gonna need a little backstory to kind of understand what's going on. So first things first, when I was born, I was given up for adoption. Because the adoption was within family from cousin to cousin, it was open. So I grew up knowing my biological mother. I know her now. We have a relationship. My biological father, on the other hand, I never knew him. And weird things happen, and randomly me and my husband were on Ancestry.com and we were kind of just trying to put in all of our information. And when I got a hold of my mom to get the spelling of his name to put it in there, and she I don't know if she googled it or what, but then she ended up sending me a picture a couple minutes after she sent me the name, and it was a picture off Google, and I ended up like Googling his name as well, and I ended up finding not his Facebook because he keeps it like super private, but a family member of his Facebook who have photos that he was tagged in. And I found those photos, and through those photos I found him. I ended up sending him a friend request, and he replied, and that it was all happened like within a couple hours. I literally we were on Ancestry, not even like an hour later I sent him a friend request, and then I woke up the next morning and he had accepted and we started talking. And it is a little different. So this is my biological father that I never knew growing up. I mean, the most I knew of him was I had this school photo of him and I knew his first name. And so that was a little different. And I had no idea, I don't know, I wasn't expecting anything. I grew up, I mean, because of the open adoption, I had, two moms, and really there's more backstory to all of that. We'll maybe go over that another day, maybe not, who knows, probably, but I don't know. But you know what, I grew up really having two moms and two dads, and I never wanted for another family member. So it was really, it was odd finding him and contacting him because it's nothing I ever expected. It wasn't something I wanted growing up. It wasn't something that I desired like some adopted kids. I mean, there was times in my youth where I would say, oh hey, can we try to find him? And I did do that. I said that to my mom once, and but really, I never desired it. Some adopted kids find out they're adopted and so badly want to meet their biological parents. And for me, I just didn't have that urge because I had, all these loving parents, so I guess I didn't need it. But now I have it, and it's a lot different than you thought it would be. And I think it's because I never really wanted it so badly. I'm not overwhelmed with joy, or I'm not super emotional about it. I'm like, oh hey, this is kind of cool, and when we first started talking, we were talking every day for 2 weeks straight. And he works on a boat and he goes into international waters a lot, so lately it's been we'll say hi to each other here and there. He is out of service a lot, so what can you do? So, but I mean, it's definitely been interesting, especially hearing his side of the story and what really happened. I grew up thinking I had this biological father, and after I was born, he saw me at McDonald's for 10 minutes, and then he left the country, and that was the last that it was heard of him. And what really happened was a year after I was born, he left, and he did leave the country. He moved over to Asia for a little bit, and then he came back and he couldn't get a hold of anybody, which is like completely reasonable thinking. I mean, at that point, my biological mom was remarried and living out of state, and everyone else, you know, like lost contact. There was no contact. There was nothing, you know, so it does make sense that that happened. But I mean, it's a little, I don't know, it's so different. And the fact that like knowing that he wanted to find me growing up, like he tried a couple times, but he didn't even know my last name. So that's interesting to hear. And I don't know, it's a lot. I mean, and on top of that, he was 16 and my mom was 18. So, I mean, he was a child and my mom was a kid. So, I get why they gave me up. And it's just weird, like, talking to him now, like, and hearing everything. I mean, you know, he's got this wife and they've got this 4-year-old daughter, and it's weird for me to think, like, at my age, I have a 4-year-old sister. But at the same time, I'm kind of sitting here, like, don't really feel like I've gained a dad. Like, I have this new family member, but more so like a friend that maybe at some point will become more family. But for right now, it's like, I mean, I don't know anything about him. I have no idea who he is. So for me, it's not like I have this new dad. It's more so like I just made a friend who just happens to have given me half his genes. So what can you do? And the reason I want to talk about this is because I know I'm not the only one in this situation. Whether it be that you are one of those kids who want to meet their biological parents so bad, or some kids they find their biological parents and they're so disappointed, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to know that like you had built up this idea of who they were to come to find out they're, you know, useless. So, and I kind of want to share my story with people because it's a little different. You know, like I said, normally when you find an adopted kid who has found a biological parent, it's because they were searching for them, and I wasn't searching for him. It kind of just fell in my lap, and I don't know what urged me to friend request him. I think part of me has, like, especially since I got married and the thought of like kids has come into play, and then when I did get pregnant, I almost wanted to know like what to look out for, and I did, you know, I figured out that there are some things in my bloodline, and there are some things that I should get tested for along with my child should get tested for. So, and I think that's like the real reason why I wanted to contact him in the first place. But now it's turning to a relationship, and we're growing this friendship, and that's pretty cool. So, if any of you have similar stories, I really want to hear about it, and I really want to know what you went through emotionally and how this affected your life. And if you want to get a hold of me and talk to me about it, you can go in the comments below. You can add me on Instagram, I'll DM you, whatever. If you guys want to talk about it, we can talk, because I'm very interested into what you know, other people who have been in this situation are going through or have gone through, and what it was like. So please feel free to come follow me on all my other social media outlets, and thank you for joining me for today's Fuck It Friday, where I just talk about me. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and share, subscribe to my channel, please, and thank you. And I can't wait to talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.